Hello everyone, welcome to another solution video for while loop worksheet 1, question 11. And this time we're going to be looking at a program that finds which number has the most factors in a range of numbers starting at 1 all the way up to user input. And much like our prime number list of prime numbers, we're going to be referring to the answer for question 8, which found the factors for a single number. So if you look here, this was the answer for question 8, where it was able to find and print out all the factors for our given input. So we're going to modify this program after we set up the question, where instead of printing the factor, we're going to count how many factors it has and start updating that. So in our program, we're going to have our input area where we want the user input upper limit. Input, enter the upper limit. So, and then we're going to keep track which one had the biggest and which number created the biggest. So we're going to create a variable called max count, set it to 0, and the result set it to 0. Pretty much every time we find a factor that is greater than max count, I'm going to update both the max count and result variable with our newest greater value. We also want a starting variable of 1 because we're starting at 1 and analyzing all the numbers from 1 to user input of upper limit and finding which one has the most factors. So starting off, we're going to have while start is less than or equal to upper limit. And then we're going to have start plus equal 1 because I want to end that while loop. And right here, I have to count how many factors it has, it being the start variable. And we're going to incorporate this section there. Once again, I'm going to highlight this section that I copied and indent it by doing control square bracket or command square bracket or Mac. Okay, I'm going to call this outer while, this the inner while. Awesome. So I want to get rid of this section because that's just going to print the factors of whatever num is right now. What I want to do is instead of printing that, I'm going to say factor count plus equal 1. Every time I find a factor, I'm going to increase this factor count by 1. So by doing that, I need to have the variable factor count set it to 0 because I want to keep tracking it and increase it by 1 every time I find a factor. And also, while I reiterate on the outer while loop, it's going to revert back to 0 if I'm analyzing numbers factor count. So it's going to help us out a lot. Okay, now we're not interested in a single input. We're actually going to say that num is equal to start because start's going to be changing, and we're going to update num to be whatever start value was so that we can analyze how many factors that num had. And start variable is going to continuously increase on every iteration of the outer while loop so that we can end that loop as well. So after this portion was done, I have to check if that current factor count is greater than what we found before. So we're going to say if factor count is greater than our current max count, we're going to update max count to be factor count, the new factor count we just found, and the result number is going to start. Keep track which number created that high number of factors. And after all that while loop is finished, we're going to say result had the most factors. Right, result had max count. And we can output a message like so. Let's try this problem. Test our program. We can start from have an upper limit of 5, and it will say 4 had the most factors because 4 had 3 factors. Let's try with an input of 20. It'll say 12 had the most factors, 12 had 6 unique factors. So this is an example of where we get to use a while within a while. We're nesting while loops to and solve more complex problems. Thank you for watching and stay classy.